Hi, this is Dismal90 recording for channel Velvet and NyQuil, and this is a small, furry short story, and I don't mean furry as in the amount of fur that's growing on my face, which I need to shave soon. I mean furry as in Wikipedia furry, and you'll know what I mean. But anyways, this is Play the Pause. It's about a lion and a cat, so kind of think Lion King, except not Lion King, obviously. Here we go. Leo may as well have been mute around the opposite sex. Well, no, at least a mute would turn his inability to speak into something charming, which was quite the opposite of Leo's stammering as he searched for the words he so desperately wanted to say. How are you? I think you're lovely. Would you like to do something? Somewhere? Sometime? With me? There was a dirty secret that ate at Leo. He felt horny most of the time, and while it was true that he wanted more than just sex, he had become so frustrated just trying to get the simplest of physical pleasures. And now he felt his obsession had made him quite the pervert. Was it wrong to simply just want to make out for a bit? Could you solicit that sort of thing out of the blue? Either people didn't think as he did, or they, like many other students he saw sogging at his high school, had already found it with someone else. It was a maddening predicament for the lion. It was not without an outlet, though. Leo was fortunate enough to have a guitar to call his own, chromed red with metal blue lightning engraves. That hardly mattered to Leo, though. He cared more for its deep tones, the way it echoed rich notes without the need of its own outlet. While others suffered in class, he longed for the corridors of his school. Most of the time was spent practicing and playing and writing. Leo was not a talented guitarist, but he was an avid daydreamer, and somehow with enough effort he seemed to stumble on arrangements of marginal worth. His songs resonated with his longing, and both he and his guitar went unheard in the recesses of his school, for the longest of times. One day, though, a wandering feline, short-haired and almost as even-tempered, twitched her ears. Something was different. Something was breathing life into the air. She followed the sound, which seemed to build and swell as if heralding her arrival. As she turned the corridor and found its source, the lion noticed an intruder and stumbled in his unintentional serenade. "You're quite the guitarist," the female remarked. "I'm really not," the lion replied, "though I suppose I do have my moments." The feline grinned and looked over at the lion, particularly struck by his flowing mane, an adornment she had often envied as she saw it go by in the corridors. "My name's Emmy, by the way." The lion stood up and strode to Emmy. "Leo," he said with his hand outstretched, which Emmy took into her own. "It's a pleasure to meet you." Before they could continue their banter, the school bell gave a shrill ring. "It seems I've been cut off," Leo said glumly. "Why should we leave?" The lion paused. "Why?" "I," the feline said on the verge of a smile, "haven't been this happy to be at school for a while. If they want me in class, they're gonna have to drag me away from you," the feline answered, as the two planned to recall their trials and relieve their truancies. I'm pretty sure I read that wrong, but hey, the song remains the same. And I can hear it playing in my head. Do you want to subscribe to my channel? Please do subscribe. This has been Velvet, and I can't really sing, so this is Velvet and NyQuil, hoping that you'll subscribe to the channel. And I hope you guys like my wallpaper. If you love the wallpaper, please subscribe if you love the wallpaper, because I love this wallpaper. This wallpaper wants me to write. I want to write more because of this wallpaper. Man, pronouns, how do they work? Okay, well, I'll see you guys later.